issue. You said you're going to issue charges against the AG and the Solicitor General, and you need a response, demanding a response in 7 days. What exactly are the charges?
The charges border on misconduct, subversion of the rule of law, and failure to uphold the Constitution, and misadvising the President of the Republic of Kenya. These are very grave charges. And this is not the first time that a venture of this kind has been undertaken in the legal fraternity worldwide. There are many of attorney generals who have been removed from the membership of their bar associations for reasons of this kind. And it is important because it must be understood that the attorney general, though an appointee of the President of the Republic of Kenya, is an independent office holder. It is incumbent upon him to give the best advice to the President and the executive. Because if he doesn't do that, and the affairs of government are not run properly, then he holds the highest responsibility for that shortcoming.
Okay, what if
and
he
in this particular case, we have ascertained without any contradiction.
What happens if he doesn't respond?
The admission by the Attorney General himself on the 10th of June that he's the one misadvising the President of the Republic.
Okay, Nelson, what if he doesn't respond in those 7 days? Then what? I mean, it will be back and forth, back and forth?
No, it's not a matter of back and forth. The Law Society of Kenya Act has set up a very elaborate mechanism for the removal of a member from the register. The member is entitled to be given the charges against him or her. He's obliged to respond to those charges, and if he doesn't respond to those charges, a trial will be conducted by the members of the Law Society, his peers. And if they are satisfied that the charges brought forth are sufficient to warrant his removal from the register of members, he will be removed. But if they are not satisfied with the charges that have been brought forth, then the charges will be dismissed. Okay, what is the anxiety?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Let's wait for that process to be completed.
Okay, let me ask you this, Nelson. There's so many problems plaguing ordinary wananchi out there to do with the legal system. And then some critics say, here you are, Nelson, you're playing to the gallery. What do you say? We're just seeking political points.
Now, Jeff, let me point out some of those problems afflicting the common wananchi. Who is the main cause of this problem? Look, right now, the biggest problem is police brutality, disobedience of court orders. There are many individuals who have decrees against the government of Kenya. They are not able to get payment. And if they can't get payment, they're not able to continue with their business. And without business, there is no commerce in the country. Look at the people that have been maimed by the police. Look at the people that have been killed by the police. Look at the businesses that have been destroyed by the police. Is it the responsibility of the Law Society of Kenya to ensure that those problems are there? Look, whoever takes office, and all these individuals we're talking about in higher offices in the Republic of Kenya, swore to rule or govern in accordance with the Constitution. They swore to uphold the rule of law and constitutionalism. They said, so help me God. They are answerable, therefore, to the people of Kenya and to God. And when we call them to account, they must be accountable. They must not point out and say, look, there is a backlog in the judiciary. The proceedings cannot be ready for us to file an appeal in the Court of Appeal. Can you really countenance such a statement from the Attorney General of Kenya? The Attorney General of Kenya is telling you he has not been able to file an appeal against the decision directing the swearing in of the judges since 6th of February. The Attorney General, let me take you back.
Let's deal with the issues. You
on the 25th of October 2017,
sure.
when the High Court Justice Odunga made a decision impacting on the election, the Court of Appeal was constituted within a record 4 hours and they were able to see it. So the responsibility of ensuring that the wheels of justice move smoothly is not one that is limited to the Chief Justice. It's a shared responsibility. The judiciary fund must be available. Court orders must be obeyed. The executive and the legislature must respect the independence of the judiciary, much as the judiciary is supposed to be accountable. But it must also be understood that the accountability of judicial officers is well provided for through the Judicial Service Commission Act, through the Constitution. It is not the responsibility of the executive to say, we suspect this judge is tainted in this aspect, we suspect this magistrate is tainted in this aspect, we suspect that this advocate is tainted. For that reason, we will not accept to swear him or her in. No, it doesn't belong to you.
Okay,
and if you really had any evidence of this kind, it is evidence that ought to have been brought at the interview stage, not to be brought now.